generations. And now, the power of two restores the one.
We got a bidet! Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel, Dyad in the Rough. Today, we are talking about the Acolyte once again, and I want to talk about this report that is coming out that is stating that the Acolyte has more audience reviews than 3 seasons of The Mandalorian, and this is only within 3 weeks. So, The Mandalorian, who has 3 seasons of the show. Uh, you would think there'd be quite a few reviews, but then in comparison to the Acolyte, there's just way more right now for the Acolyte. And a lot of people are saying it is review bombing, which there's potential. I would agree. But I would also like to offer an alternative point of view. Um, they do have the numbers. I'm looking at the article that was published by Forbes. And Forbes is saying that the Acolyte has about 25,000 um, reviews from viewers, and the Mandalorian had about 17,500, which is pretty significant, significantly more than Mando. However, and I'm going to put it in terms of a uh, like my point of view. How can I connect to this and make reason for it? So, if you are not aware, I am a teacher and I work at a college. And, if students do not like their instructor, they are way more likely to go on websites like Rate My Professor and, just blast the instructor as opposed to the students that, really enjoyed the um the instructor. And so I almost wonder if that's kind of the idea here, because if someone doesn't like something, they are way more likely to speak up about it than if they like it, which is very, very sad because like going back to the teacher example, you could have so many reviews on something like Rate My Professor, where you have all these good reviews, and then there's these couple of people that really don't like it. Um, but what I'm saying is, it may appear right now that the majority of the Star Wars fandom does not like the Acolyte, and there's a good chance that that's true. But at the same time, if the people that do like it aren't putting in any effort to go ahead and say, hey, this is a great show, and then they go on and they, put a positive review out there for the show, it doesn't help the Acolyte at all, right? Um, so I think what's going on here is because I am in the agreement that The Acolyte is not a very good show. I have not gone on Rotten Tomatoes or anything like that and submitted a bad review for it. But I wholeheartedly believe that uh, people that don't like the show are way more motivated to go out and, say that they don't like the show than the people that do like the show. And it also doesn't help the case that we have things like, the things that Kathleen Kennedy is saying about, Star Wars fans and those that don't like the show means that they are XYZ. And then the director of the show, Leslie, she is saying XYZ about, people that don't like the show. And that does not help. It doesn't help at all. In fact, it's basically pouring gasoline on the fire. If you seek these people that don't like your show and you just try to start saying things about them, they will unload, they will retaliate, they will come back and make things look potentially even worse than they really are. Um, I know that I think according to the Rotten Tomatoes score that the Acolyte is actually the lowest Star Wars project I think ever. It's even lower than uh, the holiday special, which I actually like the holiday special. I understand it's not supposed to be, this big amazing Star Wars project. It was supposed to be its own thing in its own like TV realm, if that's what you want to call it. Um, so I think it goes to show that, with this show actually being like supposed to be, this big thing for Star Wars, and actually, be part of canon and contribute and be something that the fans are supposed to like, that really, gives a testament to what the show is. I feel like if the show was great, everybody would enjoy it. All the people that are saying bad things about it wouldn't be saying bad things at all. Me, myself, every week, I want to like this show. I want to like the next episode. But if you watch our discussions week to week, there's just so many things that aren't right, that aren't good, and then just don't make sense. So it's hard to like a show when all they do is things that don't make sense. Um, and the one thing that I see on social media a lot too is that there's this comparison between the Acolyte and the House of the Dragon. Yeah, House of the Dragon has a good handful of female leads, which is something that Lucasfilm believes is why people don't like Star Wars. So that axes that really quickly. House of the Dragon has amazing writing. Acolyte does not. And what's also interesting is that the House of the Dragon, I believe they have a smaller, I think I saw they have a smaller budget with longer. Let me see really quick. So from a quick search, yeah, it looks like the House of the Dragon didn't have nearly as much of a budget as the Acolyte, which is crazy because House of the Dragon is way better and the episodes are longer, way longer than the Acolyte. So it just doesn't add up to what is going on. I feel like with the Acolyte, we could have so much more character development. We could have so much more intriguing story going on. We could have so much more lore that makes sense. And it could be, fleshed out with a little bit of extra time and using that budget accordingly and not using it just willy-nilly because it sure seems to be that way. So I don't know. That's kind of my take on things, just trying to make that small connection between being a teacher and knowing that people that don't like something are way more likely to go out there and, you know, say XYZ about their experience with something than people with good experiences are. It seems so backwards because the projects that we enjoy and we want to be made more and more, we would think we would want those to be praised, and the praise would drown out the few people that don't like whatever's going on. However, the fact that there's so much negativity, like I guess that's a bad word to use. There's so much dissatisfaction with the show that it's almost uh undeniable why the show is doing as poorly as it is. Now, we have still half the season to go. My hope is that this beginning is turned around, but only time will tell, unfortunately. So we'll have to wait and see. If you enjoyed where I give my take on what's happening in Star Wars, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Drops a like if you like the video and drops a comment letting us know your thoughts. Do you think this is 100% just review bombing and it's all nonsense? Or do you think that there is actually a reason behind all of these poor reviews and people just don't know how to handle them and Lucasfilm does not know how to react to them? And then, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.